Good morning, friends. Well, this morning I just let the kids out, and the first thing that happened was the rooster goes, "Oh no, no." And they turned around, they were going to go right back inside. And I said, "Well, what do you see that I don't see?" Because I had already, I had already put their scratch out on the fence row. I hadn't really paid any attention to anything overhead, but sure enough, there's a bird of prey, a chicken hawk in the air up there, and it's circling around that field behind us right there. You can't really see it right now, but it was right overhead whenever I let him out, and boy, he saw that first thing, and he goes, "Oh, oh." And the chickens just stopped dead in their tracks. And this time I didn't even hear the crows trying to get rid of it. So evidently it just had showed up and wasn't posing any kind of a threat to any of the, there goes a big flock of birds. It wasn't posing any threat to their nest. I'm thinking that the crows have already started nesting. And I'm thinking that the chicken hawks are out here trying to find the crow's nest so that they can eat the eggs. But looks like the birds landed over there in that flock, so probably gone by now, because I don't think that they would hang around. They especially wouldn't get down on the ground if there was a chicken hawk out here, because it could just pick one of those off real easy. So I think we're good to go. Good morning, Kazoo. How are you today? Huh? How are you today, Kazoo? She does not like you to go out the first time. She always says, "No, you don't get to go, and you always have to back up." Well, you can go. Come on. You can go. Good morning, Megan. How are you today? There's Captain and Mo. And there's Josephine. She's over there getting her some goodness. Yeah, they're a bunch of chicken butts. And here's Renfro. And he's beautiful, Renfro is. He's going to be a big one, I think, too. That's Renfro. He's a boy. This one doesn't have a name. There's Biggin. I don't know where Biggin is. I don't see Biggin around here. Oh, there he is. He's over at the water hole. For the first morning, and I don't know how long, it hasn't been too long, about a week, I didn't have to break any ice on top of the water hole. I did move one of them over here because it's a little bit closer to the door for the ones who doesn't really like to get out. You know, the ones that are older and slower, they do not like coming out to get a drink. But if I leave a lot of food and a lot of water inside, none of them will come out because they're afraid of these birds of prey in the air. Goodness, that's Brother. Brother's getting big, Kazoo. These two were hatched out by the duck. And I think that Kazoo has I think they really hear their mother when they're still in the egg. And she makes a lot of noise, and I think that he heard her making noise when he was just still in the egg, and I think he thinks that's what he's supposed to do. But he's a chicken. He's not a duck. So I don't thinking I'm going to do that anymore. I'm just going to let Hazel do her own eggs and not do duck eggs. I just didn't want any more ducks. But if I let them out, I have to have at least 6 females for the drake, or he'll kill my chickens. He's already started doing that. He's killed a few of my white Brahmas, like this one right here. So I had to put him in a cage, and then she got to where she wanted babies again, so I put her in with him. So we'll go see them. Well, here's Hazel and Jesus, and it looks like she's off of her nest. But it also looks like she covered her eggs up too. She can get off of her nest up to 15 minutes and they'll be fine. It'll just take them a little bit longer to make, but it won't kill them. I think duck eggs are pretty tough. They have to be out in the wild like they are. Chickens are more domesticated, but Muscovies are out in the water, and I think and out in the elements, and so I think that they can, it takes them 30 days to hatch, whereas it only takes a chicken 19, so, or 20, however, you know, that area. So, I sure hope, she's got at least 15 eggs I saw in there. I hope I don't have 15 babies. I really hope I don't, which probably means I will. Well, they're laying early this morning. It looks like these eggs are pretty small. I think these are new layers, or ones that are just starting to lay again. They'll be small at first. Well, what's the matter, girlfriend? What are you wanting? There's nobody in there. You've got it all to yourself. Or is that what you're doing? Are you telling everybody that these are open? Looky there. There's an egg in each one, too. Well, get over here and get you a nest. You're fine. Get you a nest. And the baby rabbits are still in with their mama, and they need to not be. I put them some leaves in there yesterday. Boy, they sure love eating them. They ate a bunch of them, too. And they've got hay and they've got straw in there that they can eat. Haven't done chores yet this morning. They still have their water, which is great. It's kind of hard to believe because they don't normally have water early in the morning when I first get them up. But I give them water in the morning and I give them water at night, and it's usually empty when I come in to do my chores. So there's Hawk. Looks like the chickens still have food today. The ducks still have food today. So still have to do chores. That doesn't mean I don't have to do chores, but it still means I have to do chores, which is fine. I like doing chores. What's the matter, girlfriend? What's the matter? Megan said hush. Megan said, okay, I'll get in there. And looky here. Hawk is doing it again. She has to clean me up. She has to make sure I don't have any lint on my pants. Every day when I come out here, she got to check me out. Make sure I'm good. I love you, Hawk. She's 6 years old. She has been such a pure heart. I just love her so much. Yeah, they go out there and they get their scratch and they go get their water and they come over here in the sunshine and preen. Girlfriend, just go on over there and get you an egg. Go on. Don't holler about it. Just go do it. Yeah, that's what they say. Just go do it. Just do it. I've got about 10 roosters. There's Renfro. There's Biggin. I call him Biggin. This is Sassy. And this one gets into everything. I don't know what to call him. Trouble, I guess. Call him Trouble. No, it's that one. That one's the one that gets into trouble all the time. That one's his name's Trouble. This one right here is a pretty good boy. He's the one that he's the lookout. Yeah, that's Trouble over there. He's not quite so big as this one. Boy, their water sure looks nice and clean, doesn't it? It's because we don't have any ducks out here. Those ducks are nasty. They have to pick up stuff and throw it in the water, so it's ick. It's just ick. I can't stand my chickens and my ducks being together because I do not like my chickens drinking ick water. Ugh. So the day before St. Patrick's Day is a good day to plant root crops. And I'm going to plant some root crops in this one, and I'm going to plant some root crops in that raised bed as well, because my ground, it's either soaking wet or as hard as a rock. You don't really get much other kind of soil. I've tried everything that I know of. I'm going to do a lot of my root crops over here in this area behind this fence where the white pieces of tin are. I'm going to do it over there. And then this over here, I'm going to do other root crops in that. So my chickens are preparing it. They're up there and they're scratching around and pooping a little bit, not enough to hurt anything. And so I'm kind of excited. I think I'll might try some sweet potatoes here. We'll see how that goes. I bought some seed potatoes from the feed store. I might even put some garlic in here. I'm not really sure. But I went to the feed store and got some seed potatoes. And the day before St. Patrick's Day is going to be a good day to plant root crops. So that's still a month away. So hopefully they'll start sprouting in the bag. I've got them in my kitchen in a bag, so they won't freeze or anything anywhere else that I'd put them. They'd freeze, even probably in my garage. So I'm going to do that, and then on the day before St. Patrick's Day, I'll come out here and plant them. So that should be that's usually when people in Oklahoma plant their potatoes. So I think I'll go ahead and follow that. Hey, Captain, what are you up to today? You're just kind of standing there, aren't you? Yesterday you were busy. You didn't have time to stop and say hello to Mama, did you? No? Boy, I tell you what, if he was to mate with these sapphire gems, that would be absolutely stunning. The white one is a sapphire splash, and the gray ones are sapphire gems. He's is he an Australorp or is he Americana or Araucana? It's one of those three. I can't remember, but isn't he beautiful? He is just stunning. Aren't you, dude? You're stunning. Yes, your mama thinks you are. Named him after one of the guys I worked with. He was Captain. And I told him at the time, I said, yeah, he's named Captain right now because he's got 2 big tail feathers. I said when he gets more tail feathers, he might go to Major or Colonel, and who even knows, he might even hit General before long. He just laughed. Oh, kind of foretelling his future, I hope, because he was a really, really good officer. I really appreciated working under him. He taught me a lot. Even when he was an LT, he taught me a lot. So, you know, there's some people that you work with that you just never forget, and you always want them to do well. And he's one of them. Yeah. So it looks like they're trying to clean that up a little bit. They're digging on through it. I put it way in the ones where it's really, really thick and tight. Oops, like this one right here. That is so tight. Let me see if I can get over there. This is so tight. Look at that. How stiff and hard and tight that is. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it's going to be a bear to keep out of that fence row. You can see where I put the scratch in there, and those little white dots are the oyster shell. They eat some of it, but they don't eat all of it. It sure helps them with their eggs shell being harder, not so tight. Yeah, they scratch and scratch and scratch, and they get it to where it looks pretty good, you know. I mean, this up here was nothing but grass last year, weeds and grass. It was taller than me because I had some health issues and went ahead and retired and could not do anything last year. And between me and them, we have gotten this down to dirt from thick, tough, hard grass. Here's some, these were roots. And I'm going to have to pull them out and throw them out, or they'll make again. I think that's horse grass. I'm not really sure what it is, but it was thick in here. And if I don't get it out before this year, when I start planting, it'll come right back, and it'll be a bear to have to keep out of here. It'll be all right though. We'll get it. I got some strawberries for them yesterday, and I got some more cucumbers. And I still have some pumpkins left, so they'll get some really fresh, really good food today that they'll really love. Really, it's hard for them to get anything green this time of the year or fresh. So with the help of donations, oh, I tell you what, if it wasn't for donations, I'd go to Aldi's and buy vegetables for them in the winter time. And I tell you, it's just not, it's even expensive then, you know. And so anytime I can save some money, it really, really helps me. So I've got quite a bit right now, but when I get my garden, they'll eat really good then too. I'll just toss over some of the things that's bit by bugs, or, you know, something that the roly-polies try to eat, or, you know, there's a lot of different kind of bugs that bite your food and you don't really want to eat it. So I'll just do that. But well, the girls were being lazy today, so I told them, you don't get to stay in the house. You have to go outside. So if you notice, I shooed everybody outside, well, except for the ones who's actually being productive. I told them, if you're not laying, you're not staying. So I've got 3 over there, 2 over there, and I've got 2 over here. You can't see the other one. She's the far back one. And you see, she's busy working and he's busy staying with her. And I gave them some, looks like they've already eaten it. I gave both of them some kefir with cucumbers and let's see what else, apple and tomato and strawberry. And they've already eaten theirs. And I gave all the rabbits, or all the bunnies, some cucumbers. I've got cucumbers out in my refrigerator. It's just lots and lots and lots of them that has been donated to me for my animals. And I think he's still tired. He looks like he's just exhausted. He had a little bit of bite of his. So I brought a pumpkin out. I filled this bucket back up again. Well, I didn't fill it up like I did the last 2 times. And you can see that they really like this pumpkin. I don't know. They'll eat that all the way down to the rind. So here's more. Watch them go crazy over it. It's got kefir on it, so that's what the white is. They've been after it. Boy, I tell you, they have really done a good job on it today. Cherry tomatoes and strawberries and kefir and pumpkin and tomatoes. Did I say tomatoes and cucumbers? That looks to me like a beautiful vegetable salad for them, huh? It looks like a beautiful vegetable salad for them. That's the 3rd time I filled that up, and they'll come eat throughout the rest of the day. They get real crazy at first, but they don't, after they have that first frenzy, then the 2nd and 3rd time you see she's going after they like the red stuff really best. They'll eat it first usually. Some of them will go after the green stuff. They like the insides of the cucumbers. And once they get the insides eaten, they'll go on to something else. Then they'll come back later and they'll eat the rest of it, kind of like just grazing on it. And as you can see over here, this is the other half of the pumpkin. And I put some same thing in here. So they still have a little bit of things to sort through over here. It looks to me like there could have been some kind of bird of prey again over here. So I don't know, we'll see if they come back out again. But I made everybody come out, so that might be why some of them are over here hiding. I don't know, they kind of tend to fight sometimes. Not sure why they think they have to do that, but you know, it's a survival of the fittest out here, even in the chicken yard. So, sure is. Well, I threw them out some eggshells and coffee grinds out here, and I broke a couple of those eggs that had a little bit of crack on them. I can't sell to anybody. And I mixed it all up and kind of tossed it out here in a few little areas When they find that, boy, they'll go crazy over it, but they haven't found it yet because they're back there eating behind the shop or behind the barn, and they don't know it's here yet. Well, he found it, and he started calling them, but I didn't have my camera ready. It sure is fun watching him call them when he finds something that they might want to eat. Yeah, he's telling them, see here, this is what I found. This is what I found. So that'll help them with their eggshells. Get them harder.